How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah, I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay,
it's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the one who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani. And you say,
okay, is there more that should be watched?
Yeah, that part about the bombing.
Okay.
It was bad.
They're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that,
we're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
Jonathan,
more? Fast forward to today. No, that was it. That was the clip between Ted Cruz and Tucker Carlson I was talking about.
Yeah, God. Yeah, because the whole, and that was a thing that was only kind of on my radar recently, that the entire thing is just about toppling the government of Iran in order to put someone in power who is more permissive of what Israel is doing in the region. That's been like largely my understanding of what's going on there. And so this was always some version of the plan to make sure they don't have nuclear capabilities, which I don't know. Like, I don't know that they I don't know what the argument is on whether or not they should or shouldn't really, but
should anybody?
It all seems about well, yeah. Know, right? But then I also think, but then it also turns into a Mexican standoff situation where it's just like, cool, but the Americans, even though to be fair, Russia and America have like de-armored themselves a lot over the past like 40 years or whatever, is incredible. But it's like, yeah, y'all still got bombs, so we want to be able to have bombs because y'all are the only ones who can do it. Maybe no one should, but if somebody is going to, then I want to have them as well. It's like guns, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be great if nobody had guns, I think. Yeah. But people already do, so.
You know that Subway show was like the guy goes like, what's your take? And then they like say like whatever hot take, and then like they
on the Metro, yeah.
Yeah, I love that fucking thing. It's great. One dude was like, my take is that every country should just have one nuclear bomb. And it's like, that way, if you use it, you're kind of fucked. Like, you don't have any more nukes, but you're also kind of fucked too, because now it's your ass and you don't people are going to get,
you about to get bombed now.
Yeah. And you don't have any defense. So it's like, that's like a way to, instead of like no one having no nukes, because like, is that realistic? Yeah. It might just be more realistic if everybody just had one.
I'd vote for that.
The standoff is going to be even more standoffier. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And especially if nobody knows where the other people's nukes are. Because the first thing I try and do is like, let me just nuke your nuke. You know what I'm saying? So now I double nuked you. You got no more nukes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you nuke a nuke, does the second nuke go off? But
it's like a command.
Maybe that's Looney Tunes logic.
They do like a beam struggle.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, you didn't get that. It was an anime reference. Okay.
I wasn't a big Dragon Ball fan. I know about the Kamehameha thing, but I don't know the science of it,
I mean, there's no real science. I mean, it's just key, but then they flash, and then they who's stronger? They're stronger, I win, boom,
Okay, that's quantum physics. You explained a lot of stuff to me right now that I didn't know about.
You know what I'm saying? See, look, I'm letting you off the hook, baby. Look, I ain't judging you. I ain't jumping down your throat like you did with concentric. So whatever that word was you pulled out your ass.
Conscription, but that's fair enough. I feel like you just use that example so you could say that you don't jump it down my throat, but you do. Pause.
I don't.
And on that note, welcome everybody.
I definitely do.
Whoa, wait. Okay, now you've invited us both into the situation. I like yeah. Fuck it, we both gay, yeah. Welcome everybody to Away from the Red Flag. The number one homoerotic podcast. It's Tucker Carlson's favorite leftist podcast. It's your boy Eddie. It's Josh. Alvin is currently away. Just attending to Strickland propane. Just Alvin stuff. You know what I mean? Just overthrowing governments, putting new governments up, all that good stuff. Yeah.
He knew about the bombing before we did. That's why he couldn't make it.
Oh yeah, no. He tried to stop. He honestly tried to stop it because he didn't think it was the right geopolitical move to really annex power in that region. He would have blew up somewhere else.
Yeah.
We can't tell you where that is, but he's working on that.
Yeah, it's on the job. It's on the case.
Yeah, he's currently in a bunker redistributing one nuclear bomb to a bunch of different countries around the world, redistributing America's nuclear arsenal.
That part.
Whenever I see like that, almost that podcast clip almost to me seemed a bit rehearsed.
What you talking about the one we just watched?
The one we just watched.
Oh,
like it almost felt like because when you go into a podcast at that level, you don't get surprised. You don't when you're walking into a podcast or a talk show or whatever, you kind of know usually the energy that's going to be brought, especially if it's like a right wing, talking head like this. So I wonder what the setup of this situation was, because it seems like a lot of people on the right are very non-interventionist, so they don't want America to go to war either.
Yeah,
is my understanding.
Yeah.
So they're like, why are you doing this? You're wasting time blowing up shit to save a country, to save or overthrow governments that we don't want to have involvement with. We just want to stay here with the red, white, and blue, kind of situation. So, yeah, I wonder what that situation was, because it almost to me seems like Ted purposefully, accidentally let it slip.
Let the thing about the bomb, like the weed. Yeah. Bro, I think you're giving him like too much credit, like that he's like that much of a mastermind or something like that. Okay. Like there's some grander, dark, like voodoo, witchcraft. Like I'm gonna play on the American people. Like I'm just gonna give him like a little breadcrumb.
More Game of Thrones than voodoo.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just think he's a fucking idiot, like a dickhead, and he got caught up because like he was getting flustered because for one, it's recorded.
So he just said some shit.
Yeah, he just said some shit in in defense. He said some shit defending himself on something that he thought that I worded that terribly, but he basically said something in defense of something that he thought he needed to defend, which was we bombed them, like, you know what I'm saying? Like basically like we did this like in a joint effort. They had help with us. We're assisting them, completely unaware or just maybe completely forgetting the fact that the White House previously denied all involvement, like lying like they always fucking do at every single turn. Like they just liars, and he just got caught telling the truth at the wrong time.
Yeah, I mean that maybe we shall see. But it felt a little bit like Tucker saying his lines, Ted saying his lines. But I agree that the story, at least, of being like, oh no, Ted was just on the back foot because Tucker was like frying him, and he was like, oh well, that's why we bombed him. You know what I mean? He was trying to win back the conversation and started just speaking freely without a filter because he was too frazzled.
I don't think that was nearly as scripted as you may believe.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Because I mean, like, you have like general topics and things that you're going to go over. Like, you kind of prepare for like what you might talk about, but like the actual questions that come from it in an interview can be completely left field. And like, that happens.
But a conversation around, because what they're talking about is like, you don't know shit about this country. We shouldn't be bombing them. We shouldn't be, or at that point in the conversation, they're not looking to bomb it. They're admitting that they are looking to overthrow the government of Iran because they're saying Iran is hostile to Western interests, Israel and America specifically. And Tucker's coming into this conversation going, this is bad. Like, why are you even doing, like, this is some dumb shit. So do you even know what you're doing? And then they're kind of having that conversation, which I think is interesting, because the whole intervention shit of like replacing governments that America is always doing it doesn't even seem like it's actually ever even about what the fuck they're saying that it's about. Because if you were replacing a government because that government is oppressive to its people, that's what was done with Nazi Germany. I don't think that that's necessarily in and of itself bad. but it doesn't ever seem, especially with the Middle East, that it's actually about saving anybody, because they be blowing up the people that they're supposedly freeing with these regime changes, or they're putting somebody in place and that motherfucker becomes a dictator. Like that's happened like 20 times where they've replaced somebody and the person that they put in is just murdering the people and wasn't voted in. So it just seems particularly heinous.
No, I mean, like, bro, like, it's an evil, like, the government, so many governments across this world are just corrupt and evil, like literally the devil, like Satan incarnate, Satan in white man's skin or white woman's skin, or just, not to make it by race, but just Satan in a human.
But white people.
Like the fucking devil. Like, I mean, the white devil came from somewhere.
Yakub's children.
Yeah.
We know what's going on.
Bruh, the lizard people. Shout out to my good ones. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. Salute to you. We love you. Fuck
shout out to Paul Wall and you only, but the salamander folks are.
But just the fact that just how little of a fuck they actually give about human rights, especially the rights and lives of minorities or brown tinted colored people, is ridiculously appalling on any level. But you do have some of them that do have at least a little bit of decorum. That's like, well, hey, there are certain war crimes, we're not going to commit, we'll lay off that one. Or I would say babies, but, clearly Israel don't give a fuck about that because, Gaza.
We won't blow up all the babies. We'll leave some babies. You know what I mean? We'll orphan them, obviously, but we won't kill all of the babies.
I mean, right. I mean, we won't completely whitewash your race and just, knock you off the planet. You know what I'm saying? There'll be some evidence and proof that you existed, just not your language or culture or, anything else relevant to what, your cultural makeup was before that. But
completely gone.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. But it's incredibly appalling. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand it. But then, like, I see, like,
quick little bill payment. I want to tell everybody about the community that we've got on Patreon and YouTube. If you've watched any of our clips, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, and you thought, man, I sure would love to be able to sit with the guys for just a clean hour and a half once a week, community memberships is where you can do that. If you're a member of the community on Patreon or YouTube, you get a full episode every single week of all of the shit that we talked about. You can replay all of the live streams and you get direct access to our Discord channel where you can talk to like-minded individuals, sane folks just like us, and have a fun time chatting. You also get a 10% discount on a bunch of our merch, including the newest In All Seriousness card game. Cop that on YouTube or Patreon. Peace.
Oh, okay. I see like videos of like Iranian officials. I saw one like literally like 30 an hour, like 15 minutes before we got on tonight. It was like some Iranian officials had this American flag, like a little small one. They was burning it, like they was chanting like "Death to America" with like the squiggly lines written on the bottom of it. I don't know I forget the Arabic. I don't know.
Arabic.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? With Arabic written on the bottom, and they was just like "Death to America, Death to America." And then niggas can't take shit seriously. I didn't realize it was a stitch, and then they just jumped in. They cut into the scene from Scary Movie 2 was like, man, what the fuck? We ain't even do nothing or something like that. We gonna die.
Though, yeah, but there's actually probably parts that I don't know about this, but I mean, is the Death to America stuff that Iran, assuming that's a recent video, is that in response to things specifically that America has done over the past 20 years or whatever? I'm not. This is not bumping up against my knowledge, honestly.
I mean, hell, mine neither. I'm just telling you like what I saw and what happened. But hey, but yeah, man. I mean, shit, I don't know all the history or whatever behind it. But the fact is, like, I mean, hell, America has rubbed a lot of these countries the wrong way for a very long time. That's why they be chanting "Death to America." Not all of them, but because it's crazy. Because like it's the officials. Like I just wish these niggas, like the leaders of the fucking world, would just get into a boxing ring or like Mortal Kombat and fight to the death and leave us the fuck out of it.
That would be a lot better, honestly.
Like, why the hell we gotta die for y'all disagreements and y'all?
Yeah, like because then it's fewer people. Like if they just did Hunger Games on this, you know what I mean? Like whichever one of y'all survive, y'all win. You have the oil, but you got to box each other.
Yeah, no, I mean you got to fight each other to the death. Since y'all don't mind people dying,
to the death. Yeah, okay.
Line. Yeah, you got to fight each other to the death. Django, Mandingo Man fighting style. Mandingo Man fighting style from Django, yeah.
And it's like chips on the table, but it's like the control of governments that you're winning.
Yeah, throw your fucking hat in the ring, bitch. If you really want this oil, if you really want to topple this government so damn bad, hey, y'all two get in the ring. You already know what time it is. Tape them knuckles
let
up.
Let them get up. Yeah.
Televise this shit.
It'd probably be pretty profitable too.
Oh,
you could probably pay for the whole thing,
bro.
It'd pay for itself. Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
we wouldn't even have to tax billionaires.
I think that's a great idea. That is really a great idea.
Yeah, pay-per-view head of state death match.
Yeah, head of state death match, like celebrity death match, just with like leaders of countries.
Yeah.
And like, there's got to be like some sort of like binding like thing that happens, like to where they can't get out of it. Like like
I mean, just a couple of guys with like guns.
It starts, it's happening. It's on, baby. So think real guards. Careful.
We can do that easy.
Man, we gotta figure out a way to. I don't know. I guess they probably kill us before we could do it, but
100%. Yeah, we'd end up in the deathmatch cage before anything really happened. Yeah, they have shooters actually. Heads of states, they're actually quite powerful. That's kind of their thing.
That is some coward. That is like some extremely cowardly shit. Like they not even like on the battlefield no more. Cause like, at least back in the day, the general, the nigga that was like, that would proclaim the war was actually on the field, front lines.
Napoleon and them. Yeah. Genghis Khan. They were actually.
Them niggas was really
actually
about
throwing
that life.
Fists themselves.
Yeah. I mean, at very least. It's like, well, hey.
We'll see what happens as it comes out.
Yeah. He don't want me to just die for him. Like, he's just in a fucking office chair, sending missiles, killing thousands upon thousands of innocent men, women, and kids.